What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Bandit Reviews, Dragon Ball Super episode 103, and we're just going to pick up right where we left off with 102, where we had Ribrianne and Rosie fighting against Goku and Android 17. This episode was a good episode. We got some Gohan action finally, and we got to see Universe 10 get erased, the universe that I thought was going to get erased first. So we're just going to take a moment of silence for those guys. Basically, anybody who gets erased gets a moment of silence. I know I did it with Universe 9, so I'm not going to leave Universe 10 out, even though they were my least favorite. And that's all they get from me. Post commentary. It is also good to mention that when Universe 10 got erased, the angel for their universe did seem fairly sad that her god of destruction was gone, and that makes me waver on the fact that the Grand Priest might not actually be evil, or maybe he still is. It's just some of the angels actually do love their god of destructions, or not love them, but they did feel a connection with them, and that might play a part in the whole Grand Priest thing that may or may not happen. So that's a good thing to note, but that's pretty much it. But anyways, like I said, we left off with Ribrianne fighting 17, and Ribrianne was angered that 17 basically took out Vicol, I believe the flying girl's name was, and the wolf one, the blue one, Kakunsa is her name, yeah. 17 took them out, and so Ribrianne at the end of 102 was very angered by that and decided to basically take 17 on by herself, and they seemed like they were evenly matched, or not really. I mean, Ribrianne was just attacking 17 with all she had, and 17 was just fighting back with, his power is kind of limitless, it looks like, and so he just does things so easily. And so I mean, just seeing her, be so angry and trying to attack him was just funny, because she was claiming how he was evil and all this, and we got to see 17's humor come into play, and he actually has a pretty decent sense of humor, as noticed by Krillin up in the stands, and he decides to play along with the whole thing, and he calls himself Android 17. Obviously he is, but he's like, I'm Android 17 and I'm not gonna let Universe 7 lose, basically. And so that's how that fight just goes on for the beginning of the show, or of the episode. And then we have Goku fighting up against I just said her name, I forgot again already, Rosie, the girl who could do the China or whatever it's called. She basically can, every time she throws a punch, it gets more powerful, more faster, and more stronger, and it seems to just turn into Ki Blast. And basically what she did is end up doing discount Hellzone grenade. It's the second time we saw a character use Piccolo's move that wasn't Piccolo, and it's funny because we get to see Piccolo use the move in this episode too, but she uses that move against Goku, and it seems she's able to, when she throws her punches and they come out as Ki Blast, she's able to use those as feints, and they're able to catch Goku off guard a little bit. And during this fight, I kind of noticed something about Goku, because once she did the Hellzone grenade and Android 17 jumped in and asked him if he needed help, he says no, and then he proceeds to go and pretty much knock her out. I thought this was gonna be Goku's first knockout of somebody. Actually, he already has gotten one, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But I thought he was gonna knock somebody else out, obviously being her. And really, he does this dope ass Ki Blast that just blows her back all the way. And he states something. He says, this fight taught me a lot, basically. So I think Goku, he's not being as annoying as I thought he was, being caught off guard every single episode. He's literally been collecting information on all these fighters and their fighting styles, and I think that's gonna help him in the long run, obviously. But it's just the fact that we keep seeing him get caught off guard, or seem like he's getting beat by all these people and pushed back, but in reality he actually isn't. He's actually just literally just taking information inside of him, and he's going to use it later. I can say that for sure, because he actually kind of used type of hell, like when he knocked Rosie out, he used kind of her attack. He put 4 different Ki Blasts that kind of boxed her in, and then he used that last ki blast to blow her away. And that's when Ribrianne jumped in, and the Yard Rat from Universe 2 hops in and instant transmissions them away. So those Universe 2 members obviously get away, and 17 and Goku didn't get the chance to, you know, finish them off. And so that's when they go their separate ways. And it really shows you how big the ring actually is, that these characters are literally just walking around, because Goku obviously wants to fight Jiren really, really bad. So he's just pretty much walking around the whole time doing that. And every time somebody tries to stop him, he obviously fights with them, collects information, and then moves on or whatever, what have you. And so he walks or flies or just pretty much jumps away, and he ends up spotting Gohan and Piccolo. And so Piccolo asks him, like, what's up? And he says he's pretty much there to just see what Gohan can do. And it seemed that Gohan ran into Bo Tama, and we know Bo Tama's power is basically he can divert attacks to a different dimension anytime his body is hit or something like that. Every time he gets punched, he just takes no damage, and his stamina seems to be infinite as well. And so we see Gohan just automatically start punching him, and we're like, basically I was like, I don't know what Gohan's goal in this was. I kind of thought it would be like a I'm trying to figure out where it's from, but there's a lot of different shows that use this tactic where the person who, like a person like Bo Tama, can only take in so much before they explode or something like that. Kind of like I think it was Basil, and yeah, like how Goku basically used him. His ability was to steal other people's powers and use them as their own, and the result of that was him getting bigger and expanding more, and obviously his weakness was getting slower and having more blind spots. But I thought Bo Tama was a little bit like that, but no, the damage he takes literally doesn't matter. He doesn't take damage at all, period. So I thought Gohan was just punching him to like see how much damage he could take until he exploded or something like that. But it turns out he was punching him until he was able to punch him enough until Bo Tama literally couldn't stand on his own 2 feet. So Gohan was punching so much that he lifted Bo Tama in the air. And at this point, Bo Tama was like blasting ki blasts left and right everywhere, trying to get down. And that is when Gohan knocks him out with a Kamehameha, and we see Universe 6's first warrior fall, and it just so happens to be Bo Tama. So without Bo Tama, that means Vegeta is going to be easily defeated, most likely by somebody, because or Vegeta or somebody on Universe 7 that knows his weakness, because obviously Vegeta's weakness is he can't take trash talk against his kind, and there's no Bo Tama to cover his ears up when he jumps on his shoulders. So I don't know what Vegeta's gonna do. He's probably gonna be the next one out, and then we'll see what Universe 6 has to offer from there. But after that happens, Gohan and Piccolo run into the last 2 warriors of Universe 10. And the thing about Universe 10 is you could tell they were dispensable right away. Like I said, I thought they were going to be the first ones to go, but it ended up being Universe 9. And it just tells you how dispensable Universe 10 was, because I don't think we ever got like an actual battle between any of their warriors and like one-on-ones with any of our characters, except until these 2 that fought Gohan and Piccolo. And I mean, like every single episode was just another Universe 10 warrior just going off the side, and that's pretty much how it was for them. And that's ultimately how they ended up getting erased. We knew it was going to happen because they just looked trash. And so basically Piccolo fought one of the Universe 10 warriors and defeated him super easily. I thought it was going to be a better fight, but it ended up being obviously Gohan's episode and about the guy Gohan was fighting. Piccolo ends up doing a Hellzone grenade his own, and just catches this guy off guard and knocks him out, and that leaves one Universe 10 warrior. And obviously Piccolo wasn't going to jump in and double team him like they really could do and should have done, maybe just to get it over with. But Gohan wanted to fight this guy on his own, and this guy's ability was pretty dope. He could basically take his energy and push it like outside of his body to like throw feints and because Gohan normally senses energy and uses his eyes obviously to fight, and the way this guy moved, his energy was like all around him, so Gohan couldn't sense him. So what Gohan ended up doing is we see him transform into his ultimate form, and then he ends up basically taking the hits from this guy just to counter them. So although he's taking damage, he's probably giving more damage back because the guy has to expand all this ki, and so he gets tired to the point where he can't do it anymore, and that's when Gohan knocks him out with the Kamehameha as well. And that is the end of Universe 10 basically. They made it super dramatic where the last warrior of Universe 10 ended up having like a locket, and it was on the ground and it had a picture of his family in it. And so when we see Universe 10 get knocked out, they show the picture of the family on the ground, and even that disappears. So to the T, everything in a universe that gets erased is literally erased. And I mean, it was very, very good dramatic effect. It made you really feel like for that universe. And I didn't like Universe 10 at all, so it was just like, dang. And it's so weird because Universe 10 had Zamasu in it, and so it's like Zamasu would have gotten erased anyway, and maybe that the whole Zamasu arc would have never happened. Even like, it's just so weird because we kind of did have a weird attachment to Gowasu, and so seeing him say like, you did your best, and then just get erased like a G was kind of dope. So it was crazy, and we saw Gohan react to it, and he got kind of upset that it happened. But that's when Piccolo was like, all right, man, we gotta go. And Gohan, you know, he sucked it up, and he realized the circumstances they are in, and decided to, you know, go with Piccolo and obviously go and fight whatever's next. And that is pretty. That's all that happened in the episode. Really, it was a Gohan episode, and it was a fairly decent episode. I gotta say, I did like it a lot. Now, next episode we get the return of the godly Super Saiyan God form, the dopest form to me. Red's my favorite color, obviously, but like Super Saiyan God, that the red form is just, it's so good. I wish it was more powerful than Super Saiyan Blue. I know Super Saiyan Blue is supposed to be stronger, and there have been a ton of debates saying how Super Saiyan God is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue, but the Super Saiyan Blue is actually stronger than Super Saiyan God. Sorry to bug any fans out there that believe the opposite, but yeah, like I was saying, we get the return of Super Saiyan God. It seems that Hit is going to go up against Dispo, and from what I've read and seen, it's hard for me to stay away from spoilers, so this is a spoiler alert if you want to click away now. But it seems Dispo is actually going to give Hit a hard time because he moves so fast. And this is one of Hit's weaknesses, and we saw that against him versus Goku. Because Goku was going Kaioken Blue, he could move so quick that he could predict Hit and literally like get to Hit before Hit could get to him. And so it seems like this will be the same thing. Dispo will be able to move at the speed of light. And if you don't know who Dispo is, he's the little bunny looking Beerus character from Universe 11, and as well as we get the other Universe 11 character fighting alongside him, I believe. I don't know that guy's name yet, but he's a green dude, and I think he's the he also had some lassos, just like one of the Universe 11 warriors that Kale knocked out. But these are the last two warriors from Universe 11 before we get down to just Jiren and Toppo. And I feel like after Dispo and this other guy get knocked out, Universe 11 is going to be in for some crazy stuff, because we know how powerful Toppo is and we know how powerful Jiren is supposed to be. And so this next episode is going to be dope just to see the return of Super Saiyan God. But anyways, guys, I've talked on long enough. My name is OneEyedBandit. If you enjoy, please like, comment, and subscribe. Come join the Bandit Army. The goal is to amass an army large enough to evade the sub boxes and become Bandit Nation. Right now, we're just Bandit Village or whatever. We're small. So like I said, if you enjoy, please like, comment, and subscribe. My name is OneEyedBandit. Peace out.